Jordan Peele's Nope has been at the very top of everyone's most anticipated list since the second it was announced, and I cannot believe that the time is finally here. I was able to go check this movie out last night, and it literally took me all night and a good part of this morning to properly form my thoughts into coherent words, because what I witnessed was a movie that I certainly did not expect, but absolutely loved. But before we dive in, if you're new here, my name is Jess, and I like to talk about movies that make you want to sleep with the lights on. Is Nope one of those? Let's see. Nope stars Daniel Kaluuya, Kiki Palmer, and Steven Yeun as residents of an isolated town who witness a mysterious and abnormal event and attempt to capture video evidence of an unidentified flying object. If I could give you one piece of advice for those who have not seen the movie yet but plan on seeing it soon, leave your expectations at the door. Sit down, relax, concentrate on the movie in front of you, and try not to think too deep into it. I know there's subliminal messages. It's a Jordan Peele movie. I mean, they're gonna be there, of course. Turn your brain off, concentrate on the sounds and the sights, the cinematography, because my God, it's gorgeous. And let yourself fully enjoy this movie without thinking too hard about it. All of the reviews that I've been reading have been calling this a Spielbergian spectacle. Say that 5 times fast. And I could not agree with that anymore. With that being said, I want to talk about some performances that really did it for me. Kiki Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya star as brother and sister Emerald and OJ Haywood, and I did not know I needed this duo in my life until I saw this movie, because wow. I've known Kiki Palmer has had the chops to do something this large for a very long time, and I'm so happy that she's finally getting that opportunity, because what she brings to the screen, and not just the screen, but the overall atmosphere, is magical. I think she's hilarious without being overtly so. She's not trying too hard. Just her mannerisms, the way she reads her lines is so natural. It's just hilarious in its own right. You go, girl. I love it. If anyone out there who is listening has the power of giving me a 2-hour, maybe longer if you want, 2-hour long movie of Daniel Kaluuya with no lines, but in a really intense situation, I would watch the shit out of that. There's a specific scene I'm thinking of. There's a few of him where he gets in these situations where he kind of just has to be still. But there's one in particular that I'm thinking of where he's in a truck. And I have never seen someone portray so many feelings without saying anything on screen ever. I'm still kind of in awe. He plays the strong, stoic, rational, determined character so very well, and you can obviously tell that him and Palmer have that brother-sister energy because they're hilarious together, but also their sibling relationship is extremely believable. There were a few other characters that I really enjoyed watching, but one in particular that I think stood out more than the rest, Brandon Perea. He basically plays their version of Best Buy Geek Squad tech guy who comes to help them set up some cameras around their house. He is such a great balance between OJ and his introverted character and Emerald and her extroverted character. And I really loved that dynamic because it's not giving us two ends of the scale. It's giving us two ends and a middle that balances perfectly. And I thought he did a fantastic job. Nope had some of the most beautiful shots that I have seen in cinema in a very long time, probably ever. The night scenes, specifically the ones of Daniel Kaluuya, the way that they played up the shadows and the lighting on his face was just jaw-dropping. And of course, the way that they utilized the sound was very intentional and only amplified that feeling of dread and, oh shit, something's coming to get me. And while, of course, you can look at this as a creature feature, a monster summer flick, which I would suggest you do because that's the most fun to have with it, this very obviously is about Jordan Peele's take on the monetization of a spectacle. So taking inspiration from Jurassic Park and King Kong, it's how people, especially in today's culture and society with TMZ, with people just being obsessed with recording someone else's tragedy or just taking a past tragedy and finding a way to make their living from that. So we have a side plot that a lot of people I've already heard are confused about or just don't love that he included in there. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. It involves a past television show that stars a monkey named Gordy. And even though this inclusion might be a little bit confusing to some and some could do without it, I think it's very important when explaining the idea of the fact that at the end of the day, humanity is just as depraved as these monsters that are depicted in film. And I really loved that. And also because some of the scenes from the Gordy show that they give you flashbacks of are some of the most terrifying in the movie. I don't want to say I'm biased because I'm very outspoken about my love for Get Out and Us, but this movie just hammers home the fact that Jordan Peele is not only one of the most important directors, but one of the most important influential peoples in Hollywood today. And I think that what he's saying and his messages and what he's able to do, just the fact that this man had an insane budget to make a summer monster movie with subliminal messaging about how Hollywood advertises people's tragedy to make money from it. You can't tell me that that's not really fucking cool. I have not been able to stop thinking about this movie since I left the theater last night, and I doubt I'll stop thinking about it anytime soon. In fact, I'll probably go see it again this weekend. There are so many other things here that I want to explore that I want to do a spoiler review about whenever the time comes. I want to give you guys enough time to go see it so that we can really have a great conversation about other messages that are included in this movie. But for now, this is just an epic love letter to filmmaking and everything that is involved in that process. And I could not recommend this movie more. 5 stars. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Stay creepy.